am I possibly going to do this? I don't know how I'm going to finish telling my story in a week, but I am going to be done by my birthday. On the 21st, these videos will come to an end one way or another, but I realize that there's going to be a lot of damage control. Okay, damage control for my last video. Grace Vineyard was not weirdo church, okay? That was just how it appeared to me at the time because I wasn't used to that kind of thing. I wasn't used to worship being so emotional and uninhibited. And yet, hello, if there's anything I understood, it was being emotional and uninhibited. I just hadn't experienced that in church before. And so it was all new to me. Grace Vineyard was wonderful, and I loved it. As I mentioned, I became addicted to it. But one of the things I need to mention is that around the same time that I began to go to Grace Vineyard, I started a journal. And who knew that a diary could change your life? But this one changed my life, literally. Okay, so this is it. This is the very first, what I call Jesus Journal. The first entry is October 18th, 1991, and it says, "This is a book of letters. To the man I know as Jesus, I would like to write to you. For some reason, a letter seems more personal to me than a spoken prayer, so I really hope you will come and read what I write to you in the secret book, our secret and private communication. Knowing this is for your eyes only, I will really try to be as sincere and honest as I can. I hope you won't mind if I am really honest about my thoughts and feelings, even when I'm angry or depressed or stupid. I didn't think you would mind because it all comes from wanting you, want to be intimate with you. And you're into that, aren't you? That's what I want so much to feel, that you do want it, that you want me too." And then I go on, the next entry begins, "I'm so depressed today. I want to be in love so much it hurts." And it goes on. So I wrote in this book whenever I felt lonely, whenever I felt depressed, whenever I was remembering being in love and realizing that I could never have that again. And I wrote in this book, not regularly for sure, but every once in a while. And most of the entries are just about dreaming, and not even dreaming, but remembering dreaming, remembering how it felt to be in love, wishing that I could have that someday. Well, I started the book in October of 1991, and in September of 1983, so 2 years later, something happened that changed my life. Should I talk about that now? Or should I go back to Grace Vineyard? I think I better go back to Grace Vineyard. So these are happening simultaneously, which is a little confusing, but back at Grace Vineyard, my heart was beginning to open up. It was the worship. It was the songs. It got to me, it got inside of me, and it began to release something that I thought was dead. And that something was a desire to be loved. I remembered the verse. Remember the verse in Hosea that had captured my attention in Champion when I was a teenager. "In that day, says the Lord, you will no longer call me my master. You will call me my husband." And I thought, can God be my husband? And if so, what does that look like? All hope is gone for me to have a human husband that I can connect to in a deeply, profoundly intimate way. I didn't think it could happen with Rob, so that left me with one option: Jehovah. What does it look like when Jehovah is your husband? Was the kind of intimacy and romance I've been dreaming of all my life even possible with another human being? Or is God truly my soulmate? These were the questions that were resonating in my mind and heart as I began to sing these songs about true love, about God meeting the deepest needs of my heart. And something woke up inside of me and said, Cherie, what if your dream of true love is still possible? Well, that's a question for another day. I should erase this video and start over again. Maybe I will, because this is dumb. But this whole thing is dumb. This whole thing is gloriously, wondrously, unbelievably dumb. And I don't even know what I mean by that. But anyway, okay, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, next time I will tell you how God answered me in the Jesus Journal. But I didn't really even explain the Jesus Journal well enough. So maybe I'll just explain a little bit more about the Jesus Journal next time. Oh, and I promised to tell you about the first time I danced. Okay, well, I'll tell you about that too. I'll go into more detail about the Jesus Journal, and I'll tell you what happened when I danced for the first time at church. Okay, that's it. Wow, this is a mess.